Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sudden Wealth. I hope you're having a very nice Saturday. If you do enjoy the content, please consider dropping that like and subscribe. So, today I'd like to address something around the proof of work versus proof of stake. Now, there seems to be a general opinion that proof of work is safer than proof of stake, which in my opinion is actually not true. Now, I do have limited knowledge in software development and blockchain in general, but I do have seen in the past examples of inflation bugs, for example. So an inflation bug is something actually very serious. Now imagine, take the example of Bitcoin, it's the easiest. You have supposed to have 21 million Bitcoin. If there's an inflation bug and all of a sudden you can create 210 million, that's a big deal, right? Because somebody can exploit it, get the extra coins, dumping it on exchange, and the whole project gets ruined. So, is it true that proof of work is really better than or safer than proof of stake? Well, we've had proof of stake for quite a while, and no major chain has had any of those kind of issues so far. Ethereum 2.0, of course, is the most famous one, seems to be operating exactly the same as it used to be with proof of work, with the advantage that is actually most of the times deflationary, and you no longer need to pollute the environment or spend huge amounts of energy or have a huge negative externality, which is paying for mining hardware, paying for electricity. So take the example of Bitcoin mining, for example. So you need to buy the mining hardware, and then you need to spend huge amounts of energy to produce a Bitcoin. At the end, when you have the Bitcoin, what do you need to do? Pay off the utility company. So basically, you need to dump the price consistently in order to pay for your costs. Now, if you have a way to secure the network and not doing that, of course, you remove a huge negative externality from the system. I do think Bitcoin mining ends up leading to, I don't know the latest numbers by heart, but it was more than $300 million per month in selling pressure just to cover for those costs. Now, Ethereum has been proving, alongside many other chains, that there's nothing wrong with proof of stake. Now, there has been certain rumors that Bitcoin is avoiding shifting to proof of stake because if you include the word staking, the SEC will use it to target Bitcoin as a security. That actually makes no sense because the Howey test, which is what classifies something as a security, has certain conditions that you need to fulfill in order to become a security. So think about the inflation or the rewards that come from Bitcoin mining or Ethereum staking. It's your interaction with the code that pays you those rewards. So, for example, if you're a Bitcoin miner, you do a lot of computing work, and at the end you have a Bitcoin. Now, who gave that Bitcoin to you? Is that a company that gives you the Bitcoin? Is that a CEO that decides who gets the Bitcoin? No. It's your interaction with the code. Same thing with the Ethereum validators. There's no company giving you any money. It's not like, please give me your money, I put this in this centralized pool, and you have expectations of profit solely from the work of others, which is one of the first legs of the test. There's nothing like this here, because it's your interaction with the code, pure and simple. Now, proof of work, it is basically, in my opinion, my limited experience, so take it with a grain of salt, is that proof of work used to be the horse and proof of stake is the car. But so basically, we are both trying to go from point A to point B. One takes much more effort than the other. That's the only difference. But it also messes with the psychology of people. Why? Because you are getting rewards. And we always have that thing at the back of our mind, which is, okay, if I'm gonna get a reward, I need to put in some work. But that's actually not the case. or you can just simply wait in the case of proof of stake and you'll get the rewards. So we have a psychological predisposition to believe that proof of work, because you're putting in the work, you should get the rewards. Now, the reason why this philosophy falls immediately is something like this. If I dig a hole for 12 hours and then somebody comes after me and covers that hole for another 12 hours, a lot of work has been done, but what have you actually achieved? Nothing, right? If you're going from, let's say, Washington to Las Vegas, you can go by walking, and that will get you a lot of work, or you can go by car or by plane, and that will give you substantially less work. Now, are you still going to get to Las Vegas? Yes. Does it really make a difference? No. Actually, the point of technology in itself is to make things easier for you with less work required. So, but we always have that thing on the back of our mind. And then if you look at inflation bugs that I discussed in the beginning, Ravencoin had an inflation bug. Bitcoin had two inflation bugs, one in 2010, one in 2018. In 2010, the hacker minted billions of Bitcoin, so they had to roll back the chain. And in 2018, the inflation bug was caught by a Bitcoin Cash developer, and he responsibly disclosed it instead of taking advantage of it. And basically, the whole thing was solved. But the point is, here you have the example of inflation bugs, which are the worst bugs in crypto, happening on proof of work chains. So what am I trying to get with this? There are certain dogmas and notions in crypto that we tend to take it as golden truth, something like that. And sometimes you should go back and you should, okay, let me reevaluate the situation and let's see if it actually makes any sense, or if history is on one side or the other. So this is part of the education process. And this time of frustrating consolidation, in which we go 30,300, 31,200, 30,000, 30,600, 31,400, 30,300. This boring period of consolidation is key to break some of your dogmas, actually go back in history and check some of these things, be an active part of the world that you're involved in this case with crypto, which can be fascinating, but unfortunately is filled with wrong information. So that was everything that I wanted to discuss on this topic, and I will catch you in the next one.